What's up, Entrepreneurs Rocks? It's your girl, BobbyPen. I'm really sorry I couldn't be there today, but I am in sunny Los Angeles for BET Awards weekend. I wanted to come to you and keep my word and let you know a little bit about my entrepreneurial journey. I'm the owner and founder of the BobbyPen.com, DC's fastest growing lifestyle and entertainment blog. I started in 2010 with the idea and the vision to create a living resume. Definitely the journey has taken me much farther than I had anticipated, but I'm enjoying the ride. The entrepreneur mindset should be one of fearlessness. You can't be afraid of no, you can't be afraid of the unknown. You have to be very brave and you have to expect the best. Good business etiquette, first and foremost, is effective communication. You have to be able to state your expectations as well as make sure you're asking the right questions from a client or a business partner. Definitely making sure that you keep your word. If you say you're going to do something, you have to do it. Being on time is very important. Making sure your record keeping is on point. Take notes. Making sure you have effective bookkeeping so you know what you're spending and what you're getting in. And just being friendly and polite. Effective business branding is first and foremost establishing who and what you are, and also making it clear what sets you apart within the market. Tons of people may do what it is that you do, but a wise person once told me no one can do what you do the way you do it. So you have to be very confident and self-assured. You have to know what you have to offer, and be creative. Come up with a unique name. Come up with a beautiful logo. Make sure it doesn't look like anything you've seen. You can definitely be inspired by someone else, but everything you do should be unique and original. In identifying the proper resources for your business, first and foremost, you need to know what you need to be able to do what it is that you do. So surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals is a great start. Being able to ask questions, having people that can support you, that you can learn from, that you can bounce ideas off of. Specifically for a digital producer, it's very wise for me to establish relationships with photographers and videographers. As a blogger, again, making sure that I'm going somewhere where I can produce content. So if that's establishing relationships with music venues, for instance, or a radio station, things of that nature, making sure you're surrounding yourself with people in your market, in your business, who can be a resource as well as be an asset to you. Effective communications as a leader would include being knowledgeable. I read. I love following business magazines. I follow competitors to a degree to see what they're doing. I take tips from them, things that I like, I'll implement it in my business strategy. Things that I don't like, I make sure that I stay away from that, or I'll look for ways that I can improve. So definitely being very knowledgeable, an expert of sorts. So that's reading, that's asking questions, and that's being in the business as well. I find people sometimes rely a little too heavily on social media and the internet to create resources and establish relationships. The best thing you can do is just jump right in and get your feet wet. The number one key to remember is that this is business and not personal. I know it's really hard to separate that sometimes, especially when you're working with friends and family members. I don't feel like that's the worst idea. Sometimes these people can be your great resources. For instance, I'm working currently with a friend of mine from high school. But I made sure that she's qualified, and when we work together, we have very clear lines and boundaries. So we know that when we're having fun, and when we're doing business, we communicate with each other in that way. And again, we separate those things. So I think that's the number one key, is to make sure that you know that this is business and not personal. Even when it comes to selecting opportunities, everything that comes your way may not be a good fit. It's okay to communicate that, because again, this is business, not personal. As a new entrepreneur, it's very important to establish yourself in the community, and a great way to do that is an opportunity to give back. So I established my site in 2010, as I said, but I took some time off. So when I came back in 2012, I did a launch event, and the number one thing that helped boost my public relations was partnering with Metro Teen AIDS. This is a nonprofit organization that works to educate and offer support for young people ages 18 to 25, I believe, on HIV/AIDS awareness, and again, offer support. And the reason why I aligned myself with them was that AIDS is actually a very personal cause to me. I lost a cousin to HIV/AIDS, so it made sense for me to go in that direction. And also, it was a great way, again, to establish myself as someone who cares about the community. I'm not just here to take, but I'm here to give back. Also just showing up to events, showing support to people who may not be in your industry. You never know where resources are. So again, recently I went to a community activity, and this guy also has partnerships with car brands. So as someone who travels a lot with limited resources, it's very important for me to have those type of external relationships where, again, you may find a resource where you didn't anticipate. So shaking hands, going out in the community, being a face and a pillar for the community is the best thing you can do as a business owner, because people will respect you a little bit more. And again, you're presenting yourself in a way that I don't want to just take, but I'm also giving back. Business is all about risk taking. Literally everything you do, from the moment that you decide you want to be an entrepreneur, all the way through making strategic relationships and planning your next move. So you have to be fearless, you cannot be afraid, and you have to be ready to jump off that ledge. Now I will say, when it comes to risk taking, my faith and my spirituality helps me so much. I feel like because I'm tied in and I'm grounded in something, I can feel my steps being guided and being ordered. And that's very important for me. So as I'm making decisions, I will ask questions. I'll be in tune with my feelings, my emotions, my intuition, and I will pray about it. And I found that when I do that, certain doors will be closed for me. And that's frustrating to begin with. But you'll learn as time goes on that those doors that are closed sometimes is helping to redirect you to where you belong and giving you those tools and those assets that you need. So definitely being fearless. You got to jump out there. My most recent risk is stepping away from the 9-to-5 world. I fortunately have positioned myself in such a way that I have multiple avenues that I could take to gain income and to gain revenue. But it's really scary to think that you don't have that stability and that your next check is relying upon you going out and establishing relationships, pitching what it is your business is, and making sure that you're coming back and you're closing those deals. So literally everything in business is about taking risks. But for me, that's part of the fun. It's like a sport. Wow, mentorship is so important. I can't identify just one person, but it is key for me to find people and to surround myself with like-minded individuals. So for instance, Candace Nicole PR, she's a very great friend of mine. She's been there from the beginning. She's somebody I used to stalk on Twitter and Instagram. I really wanted to establish a relationship with her. And to this day, here we are 3 years later, 4 years later. Actually, sorry. And here we are. In August, it'll be 5 years since I've been running my site. And Candace has been there from the jump. So we support each other. If I can help promote her, if I can throw her business, I will do that. And in return, she keeps me in mind and she helps content coming my way and offering me clients as well. Family members, my aunt is one of the biggest inspirations for me wanting to be a journalist. She was a reporter for 31 years for the New York Times. So when I'm asking for advice and I'm trying to structure a story, I'll definitely consult her as well. Yeah, I can't even name the list. I have so many people who support me, so many thank yous. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I have great help, including Maya, MadWorks Photography, who's helping me shoot this video right now. So again, I come to the table with a series of skills and assets that many of which kind of just were ingrained in me through the people that I grew up around. But I would say my biggest asset is my mouthpiece. I feel like I know how to talk. I can finesse a little bit, and I credit my time in service industry with that. And being a waitress, being a hostess, being a bartender has taught me people skills that are completely invaluable, including introducing me to the marketing world, which now helps me better sell my business, how to position my brand, and things of that nature. So effective communication, I can't stress that enough, is so important. If you can't communicate your ideas, people won't take you seriously. So I think that that's my biggest asset. One of my drawbacks or something that I can work on is follow through. I make great relationships all the time, but I'm not the best at following up via email and keeping in touch with people. So I'm working on that, and I'm learning that when you follow up with people, again, you got to stay fresh on people's minds so that they remember what it is that you do and they can keep you in mind for opportunities. So that's something I'm working on. I'm getting better at it, and I would encourage you to pay attention to that too. Time is money. So prioritizing is very key to being a successful entrepreneur. As one person running a small business, you got to be strategic about what type of tasks you take on and being able to delegate. So coming up with a task list at the beginning of each week or maybe even a month, putting things on a calendar, carrying a notepad, making sure that you're keeping track of what it is that you have to accomplish is very helpful. Accountability, you can't overlook accountability. So you have to have somebody that's overlooking. You have to have somebody that's looking over your shoulder, somebody that's holding you accountable and making sure that you are following through on that task list that you have. I've read recently in Inc. magazine that public accountability is actually a really great way to stay on track. And what better resource for public accountability than social media? I actually had someone today retweet a tweet that I put out a couple of weeks ago in regards to BET Awards. I said by any means I was going to be here, and here I am. And it was awesome to have someone just remind me, like, yo, you said you were going to do that and you're doing it. So don't be afraid to put your dreams and your visions out there. Be strategic about what you share, but feel free to use social media and ask people, look, this is a goal that I have and it's kind of hard for me right now. So just check in on me every week, every month, and make sure that you're staying on task. Being an entrepreneur at such a young age is really hard for several reasons. I'm watching people around me grow. Some people are getting married, they're having children. My focus is running my business. I'm also watching the other side of people who may not be in a rush to settle down, but they're having wild and crazy fun. And again, some nights I may want to go out and drink, but if I have a meeting early in the morning or I have some content to push out because it's time sensitive, I have to be very strategic in how I spend my time. So that's a little bit of a drawback being, you know, a young woman. Of course I want to have fun, of course I want to live my life, but my priority is my business. And I believe, and this is what helps me stay focused, is that once I get my ducks in a row to a degree, fun will be there. And I'd love to have the kind of fun that you can have once you've made a little bit of bread. So I'm focused right now, and that helps me stay motivated. I'm excited about what I do, so that makes it a little easier to put fun and other distractions on the back burner. I definitely want to extend a very special thank you to the Ashlee agency for asking me to be a part of the Entrepreneurs Rock panel. I'm having a great time telling you guys about my business. It's helping me refocus and reconcentrate and be able to grow. And I definitely hope that you guys will keep up with the BobbyPen.com. Again, I'm out here at the BET Awards. The actual event is tomorrow. So feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm giving you live updates at BobbyPen. I'm out here in Hollywood, you guys, chasing those dreams. Whatever you do, stick to it. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it, I promise. Thank you.